My name is Trevor Joseph, this is Nick Casey, and you're watching Box3 Motorsport, and today we are at Spa-Francorchamps race circuit for Nick's first European race, and what better track to race at than Spa. We've already done practice and we've done quali. Practice was wet, quali was wet, Nick had an off, but the mechanics are on it, they're fixing it, and we're going to be out in time for the final race. Nick, before we go out, I just want to know, how do you feel about the race? What's going through your mind?
Don't know what the circuit's like in the drive. Otherwise, super pumped. It was so much fun out there this morning. The car felt pretty well balanced. Was looking for a little bit more grip, maybe, but otherwise, it was a great indoctrination to the circuit, and I'm really looking forward to get out there on the slicks and see if we can do as well as we can.
Okay, let's do this. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing this time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. If you're interested in joining Box3 as a driver, there is an opening for a driver to race alongside Nick. Or if you're interested in driver coaching, we're the team to get involved with. With that out of the way, let's jump into the final race here at Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium.
You can do it, mate.
Box3! Yes. If you're serious about driver development, Box3 Motorsport can help you take the next step. We're also looking for a second driver to race for Ginetta GT4 alongside Nick. If that sounds like you, get in touch. Britcar has been invited out to Spa as part of a wider European race weekend, and the grid itself has a slightly different feel to a normal UK round. The field was split into two groups. The first group of cars took their rolling start, and then, after a short gap, the Britcar cars came through to start their race. For Nick and Box3, this is the first proper race of the weekend at Spa, and after the weather, the red flags and the qualifying drama, the goal was simple: get through the race, stay out of trouble and bring the Ginetta home. As the Britcar pack came through to take their start, Nick was tucked up behind the BMW, trying to keep everything clean into the first corner. But Spa does not give you much time to settle in. Straight away, the cars started attacking from both sides, and within the first few corners, Nick had already lost a couple of places. Then the Aston Martin came through as well, and suddenly, this was a race becoming less about settling in and more about fighting back. At this point, the important thing was not to panic. The race was still long, the conditions were still difficult, and at Spa, trying to win everything back in one corner is usually how you end up making mistakes. A few laps later, he was back on the tail of the BMW. Around 5 minutes into the race, the safety car was brought out. There had been an incident further around the circuit, and with a car stopped at the side of the road, so the yellow flags came out and the race was neutralised.
Class safety car into the pit lane, green flag out, and we are racing once again.
came into the pits, and straight away it was clear something wasn't right.
Oh my god! I can't do the whole race like that.
The team quickly discovered an issue with the hydraulic power steering system. There was fluid leaking from the car, and this meant that the steering was only going to get heavier as the race went on.
As it is,
It's really fucking...
it's up to you how far you can go.
Is there anything you can do? Is there anything you can do? No. Right, let's just go then. Yeah.
Well, when that gets to...
Yeah. 40 seconds, I'm going to be fucking knackered by the end of this.
I know you are, mate. You learn yourself that beer. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Twenty.
20 seconds.
Without proper power steering, every lap becomes more physical. Every correction takes more effort, every corner starts to cost you. After speaking with the team, Nick went back out, and from the outside, the car still looked like it was racing. He was still chasing, still passing cars, still keeping the Ginetta moving. But inside the cockpit, the race had changed completely. This was no longer just about lap time, it was about whether Nick could physically keep the car going till the end.
He was having a battle with some of the Supersport Plus cars that were getting in the way a little bit.
Nick started chasing down the Seat ahead, but just as he was closing in, another Ginetta came past on the left. For a moment, all three cars were running close together, but then the Ginetta ahead had to brake to avoid running into the back of the Seat. Nick had nowhere to go. He ran into the back of the Ginetta, which caused damage to the front left side of the car and caused Nick to drop a place behind the BMW. As the laps went on, the steering got heavier and heavier. You can see the effort in the car. The moments became more aggressive, the corrections took more work, and every time the car loaded up through the corners, Nick is having to fight it. Then the safety car came out. For a lot of drivers, a safety car gives you a chance to reset. But when you're nursing a car with hydraulic issues, it also gives you more time to think about what is going wrong. The team knew the car had a problem. Nick knew the car had a problem, but with the race still running, the decision was to keep going and try to bring it home.
Yeah, so he's made contact with another car. He's got damage on the front left bumper, and he has no power steering. Power steering, so he's working the steering really hard. Power steering fluid is leaking from somewhere, so he's lost hydraulic pressure.
I guess that's going to affect lap time.
Yeah. So he's just trying to make it to the end, I think now. Rather than, I said, if it gets too much, you can just retire the car. It's up to you. Yeah. He's going to try and stick it out, I think. So yeah, just over 15 minutes left, I think. So.
But now the steering was becoming harder and harder, and the physical effort of dragging the car around Spa was starting to show. This is a side of endurance racing that people do not always see. It's not always just speed, it's not always just bravery. Sometimes it's pain, concentration, fatigue, and trying to get a broken car to the flag.
In the field. As we go around the back end of the circuit, lights on the safety car go out. And we all know what that means. He's applied the pressure before. Now he has the pressure on him. It's a Britcar that separates the field, so it's not going to be an immediate attack here from Belgium.
And then, on the final lap, just before the start-finish line, the car finally gave up. At the bus stop chicane, the Ginetta came to a stop. After everything Nick had done to keep it going, the car broke down just short of the finish. He got out absolutely exhausted and sat down beside the car. The medical car arrived shortly after, and then the tow truck came to recover the Ginetta. It was a brutal end to a race that had started with so much promise. Box3 had made it all the way to Spa, survived the wet conditions, repaired the car after qualifying, started the race, fought through the pack, and then spent the second half of the race battling steering problems that made every lap harder than the last. But in the end, Spa won this one.
How you feeling?
Knackered. I think that is genuinely one of the hardest workouts I've ever had, bar none. So,
Yeah, talk us through what happened.
great start to the race. Well, not the best start to the race,
Yeah.
but all right start to the race. Went out on cold tyres. Unfortunately, with all the fixing the car up, they
Yeah.
forgot to put the tyres in the tyre warmer, so we went out on cold tyres.
Yeah.
So, took a couple of laps to try to find some grip.
Yeah.
And there's some fast bits at the start, which isn't ideal when you need a lot of grip. But anyway, got into rhythm pretty quick. Great time, loving it. What's not to love? Spa in the sunshine.
Yeah, right.
Brilliant. And then I don't know how far. I don't know what the time the pit stop was, but about 4 laps before the pit stop happened, the power steering went. And oh my goodness me. It is unbelievably difficult to drive that car without any power steering. And I kid you not, right, I'm going around each corner, kind of trying to pull the steering round, trying to use body weight to pull on each corner.
Yeah, so you're having to push and pull the steering.
And pull the steering, and it was honestly, it was so much work. And then I think, is it car 82? There was a contact with car 82. We don't know what, who or why yet, other than that it was me and him.
So that's what caused all of the.
So that caused the front end damage, which took away a load of my aero. So then I was fighting a lack of aero in the corners and the lack of power steering. Oh, with 20 minutes to go, I was thinking, I don't know if I've got this in me. And then Ryan came on the radio, chief engineer comes on the radio and says, Nick, if it's too much effort, mate, just bring it in. I'm like, fuck that.
Challenge accepted.
Exactly. Challenge accepted.
Hold my beer.
But no, I'm not coming in even if you call me in now. And carried on, and the steering was getting a little bit worse. The full lock's just getting a little bit worse with every lap. But I'm gaining on people and I'm getting some overtakes still, and we're going up the ladder. I'm thinking,
You did all of that with power steering issues, front end damage issues with less aero,
yeah,
plus the heat in the car.
yeah, it was a proper mission. And with every lap, the power steering was getting less and less. The heat was getting more and more. I was getting more and more tired. Oh my God, my arms. So tired here. It was like, and like I said, I think as soon as Ryden came on and went, right, you got, if it's too much, mate, just bring it in. I'm like, no, fuck off. No chance. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So just kept battling, and actually we were climbing up the ladder, and I'm thinking, come on, car, we've got this. We're together.
Yeah,
we're gonna do. I can bring it home. And then coming into the bus stop, and it really didn't feel good. As I put my foot on the brake, all the hydraulics in the brake weren't feeling good, and I went to turn into the bus stop, and it hated it.
Yeah.
And it kind of overshot. I understeered into the first turn, and then tried to turn into the second turn, and it massively understeered. And I just couldn't. I tried to slow down to see if I could forcing it as we were going around.
I guess the slower it's going, the harder it's to steer.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was running out of road. And I was like, oh, and I stopped right next to the wall. It looked like I had crashed, but I hadn't. Oh, and then I was trying to reverse to try and put it in reverse here, see if I could just get it to. We were like 30 metres from the finishing line, for fuck's sake. And then the car gave up. There was literally no give. Now you just couldn't turn the steering wheel anymore. So I was like, right, I'm done. I can't beyond driving the car into the wall and just scraping it up. I thought, no. So I got out, absolutely 100% shattered.
Yeah.
Just kind of needed to be on my knees for a second, just catch my breath. 'Cause you're so hot in the helmet, your fire suit, then your racing overalls, just hot.
Because we all thought that you had been taken to the medical centre, so we all rushed down there.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, well,
And you're like, he's not even here.
Yeah, I got on my knees because I was just like, knackered. I just need to not be stood up because I'm feeling quite lightheaded. And then they beckoned me over to the other side, over to the ambulance, and they're doing their due diligence.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I'm gonna go there now. And they're like, no, you've got to do tests. I'm like, nah, my garage is just there. I'm just gonna walk. They're like, no, sit down. Like, I don't want to sit down. I want to go to the garage. No, sit down. Do a blood sugar test. I'm like, I'm just tired. There isn't anything else wrong. It's just there's like a massive brawl for 30 minutes. Anyway, and then I got the missus on the phone. As soon as the ambulance brings me round here, round the back, the missus calls, are you okay? The live coverage has just gone straight to like you like in the wall basically. So here we are. Ooh. The boys did an amazing job putting the car back together after we put it in the wall in quali. And they got a bit more fixing up to do tonight before we take it out again tomorrow morning, but super proud of everybody, yourself, Alex, everyone. You've all done an amazing job.
It's been an amazing day. And then we got to do it all tomorrow.
We're going to do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I can't wait too. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. Stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be race 2, which is tomorrow for us, but it will probably be next week for you. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, support Box3 Motorsport. And if you are interested in getting into motorsport, Box3 is the place to do it. We have a spare seat in a Ginetta, and we're looking for a driver. And it could be you, alongside Nick, right here at Spa one day. So, if you are interested, get in contact, box3motorsport.com. Nick, let's get some beers in.
Mate, they are long overdue. Let's go. Let's go now.
We'll see you in the next video.
Cheers, guys. Bye.